501c3. They're requesting fee waiver for use of property at the Southwest Fairchild Airport for air traffic rescue and certification course for an annual conference. And as you can see on the photo I handed out there, it's basically down by Wright Brothers in the area where kind of the veneer was going to set up. But what they plan on doing is tomorrow, just kind of setting up the location, and then the actual exercise will be on June 8th. And they plan on simulating a downed aircraft, dismantling 2 to 3 actual aircrafts in that area. So they'll have some mannequins. It's a little bit like the ARF train that we used to have.
Air rescue and firefighting.
Right. But the group here is hosting the conference this year. There are actually 7 different associations, mountain rescue associations, and they just need some space to do their work. It's kind of in conjunction with Cascadia Rising. We kind of deconflicted there. It looks like it will work for both groups, with Cascadia Rising, the terminal, and these folks down by where Henry Lumber is. But we feel that the waiver is appropriate because it does provide a benefit to the citizens of Calhoun County. These folks will be there if there are any aircraft incidents, especially in remote areas. We expect about 20 people, including the teacher and the students, to be up there. And they have completed a hold harmless. Fee waiver would be about $800 if approved, and we'd ask the commission to consider that for the Olympic mountain rescue folks.
Okay, thank you very much.
I make a motion to approve the fee waiver for Olympic mountain rescue exercises on June 7th and 8th of 2016.
Second. Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
Well, I'm glad that they do sign a hold harmless. My only other comment would be that it would be nice at the end of the year if we knew how many of these waivers that we do provide the community for community service, if we were to keep a running list of those.
That would do a report to show how much we give back to the community.
I think it'd be a nice little snippet in the port pilot or something.
That's a good idea.
Participation.
Yeah, just to show.
On our website, yeah.
Did you forget them over time?
Of how much the port has extended to the community.
Right. So a money amount and a nonprofit name.
Okay, great. So we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And the motion carries unanimously. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Absolutely.
I don't even know, I'm sorry.
Okay, item number 4 is discussion on proposed resolution on Board of Natural Resources fiduciary responsibility. Karen, you want to take it?
Yeah, so, there's the Board of Natural Resources, which is a governing body for the Department of Natural Resources. And the timber sales that result in revenue to trust beneficiaries is the approval of those timber sales are set by the Board of Natural Resources. DNR actually conducts the timber sales, but it's the board that makes the decision. The board is made up of elected Commissioner of Public Lands, who chairs the board, and that's the position that is up for election since Peter Goldmark is retiring. And then there's several other positions on it. We're fortunate that the various county beneficiaries are, I guess there's 21 counties, are represented by our Clallam County Commissioner, Bill Peach, to represent the interest of the county as a trust beneficiary for these timberlands. And
But it's not just timberlands, correct? The Board of Natural Resources, that's also
there's a
harbor area.
Yeah,
Firefighting.
there's different things, but for our county, what's most important is the revenues generated from the timberland sales.
But the Board of Natural
It's broader
Resources
than that,
is
correct.
broader.
Correct, it's broader than that. And there have been a number in this community, Commissioner Beauvais, myself, Mike Nemo, NOTAC, Commissioner Bill Peach, Bill Kitchell, a number of us have been meeting, Brad Fleck, about the loss of revenue to the trustees because of their arrearage that gets created from what could have been authorized to be sold versus a lesser amount of what's actually was sold. And that difference results in overage and loss of dollars to all the taxing districts, you know, schools, the port, the pool, the hospital, various things like that. So there is a interest in having the Board of Natural Resources know that the not selling all the timber that could be sold is actually hurting communities, especially rural communities that is distressed, where it is those dollars can come back to the community and help the community further its growth and its needs. So over the next several months, with the lands commissioner not ready for election, lands commissioner retiring, there are a number of policies that this Board of Natural Resources is trying to get completed by the end of the year. That's a sustained harvest calculation. It is the land set aside conservation plan for the marble burlap, and a number of other things that they may want to try to tackle before the year ends. So it's very important that we have a voice at the upcoming Board of Natural Resources meeting. Commissioner Gobey, Mike Nemo, John Nutter, and Carol Johnson are all going down tomorrow to speak to the board, to let them hear from the trust beneficiaries how important this is. Eventually, what we'd like to do is consider presenting a resolution to the Board of Natural Resources that has been approved and adopted by our commission. So what is included is the first draft of the resolution that wanted to get some direction from the commission on as far as how are we on the right track? Should we be more aggressive? Should we, any other thoughts of what we should identify? And again, not that your comments necessarily need to just be today, but as you think about it and learn about what could be an important message, is we'd like some feedback. There's on the very aggressive side would be to such an extent where we would say that the Board of Natural Resources has not been fulfilling their fiduciary duties, and that all that lost revenue from not selling all that could have been sold is still owed to the trust beneficiaries, and that we would take whatever legal action is necessary in order to recover those lost revenues. And that would be the most extreme that, you know, or most aggressive position that one could take. For that may just be saying, you know, this is really important to us, please take it into consideration. So those are the, you know, where does the commission want to find the right balance between, you know, those two? And it may be, have to do with taking certain steps before other steps and leading to a certain direction. So that's where some guidance is needed on how strong of a statement to make in this resolution.
Okay, thank you.
So you're thinking that doing it by resolution, it sounds a little stronger than by letter?
Yes, because that means the
signable.
board has adopted it, is fully supportive, and there's a section on that resolution that says, here's what we have, here's our findings, here's what we're asking the Board of Natural Resources to do, and then here's what we're directing staff to do.
It's more legislative in nature rather than communication. So, I know you're very well versed in this space, so thank you very much.
I'm helping on this with content and all.
So a couple questions I wanted to ask about. So I noted that there are 6 people on the Board of